Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Mike here again. This is today going to be my June book haul. I was going to record it last week, but I realised I had a couple of books in the post and they have now arrived, so I can film it. Hooray! Accidentally bought quite a lot of books in June, didn't mean to, but let's just talk about what I bought. The first one I bought was The Ask and the Answer by Patrick Ness. This is part 2 in the Chaos Walking trilogy, and this is what it says on the back. Fleeing before a relentless army, Todd and Viola once again faced their worst enemy, Mayor Prentice. Immediately imprisoned and separated from Viola, Todd is forced to learn the ways of the Mayor's new order, and then one day, the bombs begin to explode. This is part 2 in the Chaos Walking trilogy. Beautiful, black, sprayed edge, 10-year edition. I love this trilogy so far. Weirdly, I'm recording the book haul. I bought this book this month, and I have read this book this month, and that hasn't happened before. So I'm not going to say too much more about it because that's for the wrap-up. That's the book 1. The next book I bought, surprise, surprise, it is Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. This is part 3 in the Chaos Walking trilogy. Again, the black sprayed edge, beautiful 10-year edition. Loving the orange, really, really beautiful. And this on the back says, 3 armies march on New Prenticetown. The new world is at war. Todd and Viola are caught in the middle with no chance of escape. How can they hope to stop the fighting? And if war makes monsters of men, what terrible choices await? I do actually foresee some horrendous choices to be made in this book. The first 2 books, so dark, such adult themes for a young adult novel, and kids, like it says, being forced to make very, very difficult choices, faced with war. So yeah, this trilogy is making me so excited about reading, you know? I'm just so excited about reading. I've read the first 2. This one I will be reading shortly. I'm gonna have a little break and read a couple of books in between, and I'm gonna come back to this. I want to give myself a bit of anticipation before I get to the end of this trilogy, because actually it's so good. Now then, I was on a bit of a Patrick Ness binge this month. I also bought this book. It's called Release. I bought the paperback. I love the orange. I just love the orange. And this is about... It's Saturday, it's summer, and although he doesn't know it yet, everything in Adam Thorne's life is going to fall apart. But maybe, just maybe, he'll find freedom in the release. Time is running out though, because way across town, a ghost has risen from the lake. Searching, yearning, she leaves a trail of destruction in her wake. So this month, it's been Pride, and lots of people have been doing LGBTQ reading, and this was popping up all over the place, and I am loving Patrick Ness at the moment and have had to go out and buy everything he's ever written. Not quite there yet, almost there. But this was one of them, and I bought it. I'm really glad I did. I have actually read this one too. This is so weird. I've read a bunch of Patrick Ness this month, and this is one I have read. So I'm not going to say anything more about it until my wrap up. I'll link it below. Loving Patrick Ness. Okay, the next book I bought is The Extinction Trials. This is by S.M. Wilson. And I bought this on the recommendation of my friend Holly from work. Hi Holly Joe. And it says on the back, Betrayal, Sacrifice, Survival, Welcome to the Extinction Trials. In Storm Chaser and Lincoln's ruined world, the only way to survive is to risk everything, to face a contest more dangerous than anyone can imagine, and they will do anything to win. But in a land full of monsters, human and reptilian, they can't afford to trust anyone, perhaps not even each other. So I actually, this has been on my radar for a little while. It does say on the front, The Hunger Games meets Jurassic Park. I love The Hunger Games, and I do enjoy a bit of Jurassic Park actually. I can't say I love them, but I do enjoy them, and I have just seen Jurassic World, the new one, Fallen Kingdom, is that what it's called? Or is that a Transformer film? The Fallen? I don't know. It's Jurassic World, number 2. And I quite enjoyed it. So, and I love The Hunger Games, so it has been on my radar for a while. And she highly recommended it, and I was like, oh, okay, let's give this a go. Nice and short, little dystopian, love a bit of dystopian. And actually, one of the reasons I did buy it is because I bought this other book, which I'm going to show you now. This was probably just a little bit of a, oh, I had to have it. I just had to get it. This is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, obviously by J.K. Rowling. This is the 20th anniversary Ravenclaw edition. So it's blue sprayed edges, all blue, Ravenclaw information on the inside as well. And I bought the hardback ages ago. I've read Philosopher's Stone many times, but wanted to own the hardback versions of these new 20th anniversary editions. And then this was in the 2 for £7, and it's how much? It's £7.99 on its own, and it's just so beautiful. And the Chamber of Secrets has just been released, and I want them as well. And I just feel like it's going to look beautiful on my shelf, and I am looking forward to rereading them. It's been a little while actually, but yeah, I had to own it. I had to own it. You understand, my bookish friends. I know you understand. Most normal people wouldn't understand, but I feel like you would understand. Oh, I'm reaching over. The next book was kind of an accidental purchase, but I do like a bit of Anthony Horowitz, as you know. This is Forever and a Day. This is a new 007 James Bond novel, and it says on the back, M laid down his pipe and stared at it tetchily. Ooh, it's an interesting word, tetchily. We have no choice. We're just going to bring forward this other chap you've been preparing, but you didn't tell me his name. It's Bond, sir, the Chief of Staff replied. James Bond. This is how it all began. The explosive prequel to Casino Royale. I like a bit of an action movie. I do enjoy it, and I do like the new Bond very much. The Daniel Craig era of Bond has been my favourite. I love it. I love it. Whenever it's on telly, I watch them all, and if I catch one, I always end up having to go back and watch the Blu-rays of all the others. It happens quite regularly. Really enjoy them, and I enjoy what Anthony Horowitz did with Sherlock Holmes recently. There were some new Sherlock Holmes books that I read on my Kindle. I liked them. I did like them. So I like him. So this felt like a no-brainer. I didn't plan on going out and buying this hardback. It sort of fell into my basket, and then I fell at the till, and my credit card fell into the chip and pin machine. You know how that happens quite regularly, not too regularly. And the next two purchases, I'm going to show you them separately, but okay, so this is the Whitby Witches sequel, A Warlock in Whitby by Robin Jarvis. So basically, I've read the first Whitby Witches book, and I read it quite recently. Last year I read it, and I hadn't read them before, and I really enjoy it. And the reason I bought it was because Robin Jarvis' current publisher re-released Whitby Witches as a modern day classic, and it is a stunning cover. I'll see if I can go and film something for you and insert it over me speaking right now so you can see what it is, but it's beautiful. And Robin Jarvis's current series of books that he's writing is called The Witching Legacy, and it is sort of it's set in Whitby. It's the same mythology as in the original Whitby Witches trilogy, but it sort of encapsulates those books. It's all happening all at once, and it's all one big Whitby Witches story, which is fascinating, and I love that. So I read Robin's new Whitby Legacy, this is hard to say. I read Robin Jarvis's new Witching Legacy series set in Whitby. I've read the first 3, and actually at the end of the third book, it mentions a character from the original books. So obviously they're all going to tie together somehow, and I hadn't read the Whitby Witches, so his publisher released the new version of it, and I asked Robin Jarvis on Twitter this month if there were plans on the second and third being re-released with the new cover, and sadly at the moment there isn't, which I think is a travesty because it's beautiful. So I had to go out and source myself books 2 and 3. So I have, this one is A Warlock in Whitby, and this one is The Whitby Child. I got them second hand from eBay because they're not out anymore. These aren't out anymore, so I got myself a second hand version. Let me tell you what they're about. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent then, sorry guys. But this is a warlock in Whitby. So one cold November night, a scale-covered claw burrows out of the earth, and a hideous creature worms its way into the pale moonlight. On Whitby Beach, Nelda the off-wader waits, her heart filled with the dread that a terrible doom is about to overcome her people. In the second gripping book in the Whitby series, Miss Boston, Janet and Ben are pitted against a new and even more deadly enemy, but can they succeed this time? I love a bit of Robin Jarvis. I do, I really do. And then this one, which is the Whitby Child, is the third and conclusion of the original trilogy. In the depths of the night, a dark shape rises from the Whitby harbour and crawls along the deserted streets, leaving a trail of slime in its wake. Ew. And as Ben murmurs fitfully in his sleep, two glittering clusters of eyes stare keenly at the sleeping boy. Along the windswept shore, Nelda the off-wader nurses a terrible secret. It is only a question of time before she must reveal the truth. See, I don't know what on earth it's about, but I can't wait to read these. I love Robin Jarvis. I really enjoyed the Whitby Witches, and so now I'm gonna jump into 2 and 3. I can't wait. I really like them. I bought them. I had to own them. Weirdly, I do actually own a Whitby Witches, the Whitby Witches cover that matches those two. So I had to go and find those two to match my original covers. I'm just a bit OCD like that. I just am. But that is what I bought this month, guys. As you can see, quite a few books again. Didn't mean to. Accidentally happened. Very happy with them though, actually. Weirdly, as I read 2 whilst recording this book haul, that doesn't normally happen, but there we go. What books have you guys bought this month? Please let me know. I do love finding out what you guys are reading and buying, and it helps me on my book shopping. Hope I'm helping you too. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Like really soon. Like I'm going to record it next. Okay, bye.